Okay, here we have another problem, and we're getting just a little bit more complicated as we go. So let's read through here and try and get some idea of what we're talking about first. This one says, in a recent survey of Reno and Lake Tahoe hotels, the cost per night at Harrah's in Reno was $45, while the cost at Harrah's in Lake Tahoe was $99 per night. Find the amount saved on a 7-night stay at Harrah's in Reno instead of staying at Harrah's in Lake Tahoe. All right, well, Lake Tahoe is more expensive than Reno, so we would expect that 7 nights in Tahoe would be much more expensive than 7 nights in Reno. But before we can figure out how much more expensive that will be, we need to figure out how much it would be for each of those for 7 nights. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm talking and reasoning out the problem. This is exactly the steps that you want to take when you are working through any kind of word problem. You are reading through it, trying to get an idea of what they're asking, and just talking yourself through what's going on in the problem. All right, so we have two different hotels here. We have our first hotel is at Reno, and that Reno hotel was $45 a night, and we're going to be staying, looks like 7 nights. So if I'm doing $45 per night for 7 nights, that means we're going to be multiplying those. So 7 times 5 would be 35. And 7 times 4 would be 28, 29, 30, 31. So it looks like it's going to be $315 for our Reno stay. Now let's look at Lake Tahoe. Oops, not very pretty writing there. Okay, Lake Tahoe is $99 per night. So for that 7-night stay, again, we'd have to multiply. 7 times 9 would be 63. And then 7 times 9 again would be 63, plus 6 would be 69. So it looks like that's going to be $693. This is obviously more than the Reno, which is what we were expecting as we were talking our way through this problem. But we need to know how much more it is, because we need to know how much cheaper Reno is than Tahoe. So that means we're going to be subtracting those two to figure out what is the difference. Remember, difference is a key word. So if we had this, Tahoe is 693, the Reno is 315. So if we subtract those, let's see, we're going to have to borrow there. So 13 minus 5 would be 8. 8 minus 1 would be 7. And 6 minus 3 would be 3. So it looks like we're going to be saving $378 by staying in Reno rather than Lake Tahoe.